everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to yet another video. Today's video is a makeup tutorial, as you've already seen the title of the video. Today's video is actually a Diwali makeup tutorial, and before I begin this tutorial, I want to wish all of you a very happy and prosperous Diwali. I hope this Diwali brings all the light and prosperity and happiness in your lives. Now I'm starting with a bare naked face because I want you guys to see how the end result is going to look. Obviously you guys have seen a sneak peek of it on the thumbnail of this video, but I still want you guys to see the entire process and how the entire end result is going to be of this look. So without any further ado, if you want to know how I will be creating my Diwali look, please keep on watching. Also, if you are watching me for the first time, hi, my name is Radhika. I make beauty related content here on YouTube. So if you enjoy watching such content, please hit the subscribe button down below and also click on the bell icon right next to it so that every time I upload a video, you will get notified. And with that, let's dive straight into the video. So the first and foremost thing that we are going to do is actually moisturize the skin, because I've already washed my face, for which I have used the Verma CBM Gel Muson. This is the purifying cleansing foaming gel for combination oily skin. This is actually a really nice face wash for people with oily skin, because I happen to have oily skin, so this does work really good on my skin. So since I've already washed my face, my next step is going to be to moisturize my skin thoroughly so that my skin is well hydrated and moisturized to keep the makeup on for really long hours. And the moisturizer that I'm going to be using today is this Dot & Key Watermelon Super Glow Matte Moisturizer. I really like this moisturizer. It is a matte moisturizer, but not the kind that will actually feel very dry and very stretchy on the skin. It is a very nice matte finish moisturizer that gives a very nice matte look on the skin, but at the same time moisturizes and hydrates the skin as well. Irrespective of your skin type, if you are applying a moisturizer right before you wear your makeup, make sure that you let the moisturizer sink into your skin for at least 3 to 5 minutes so that it does not stay on the upper layer of your face, because if it does, then your makeup is actually going to come off really soon. So let it hydrate and moisturize your skin well, and then go ahead with priming your skin. The next step is to prime your skin, for which I will be using the Swiss Beauty Makeup Primer. This is a new addition into my makeup routine, but I am actually enjoying the feel of it on my skin, and I am actually not just enjoying, but it is something that is working great on my skin as well. So I'm going to take a little bit on 2 of my fingers, rub it like this, and apply it on my T-zone where I happen to have a lot of pores. And I'm not going to rub it because it's a silicone based primer. I'm going to tap it so that it fills into the pores, and that way the pores are actually going to get covered up really nicely. And let this also sink into your skin for good 2 minutes so that you have a nice base to work on. The next step is to apply foundation, for which I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Matte Foundation. This is not the illuminating matte foundation, this is the matte, exact matte foundation, the one that has gotten discontinued. But irrespective, agar jo nayi launch mein bhi aap jaoge, the shade is going to be the same, which is 340G Baklava. I'm taking 2 pumps on the back of my hand, and I'm going to warm it up really nicely. Now warming up the product is really important, because if you don't warm it up, it's not going to give you your desired coverage. So warm it up really nicely on the back of your hand, and then just apply it or dot it all over your face. And do not forget your neck area, because you don't want your face and your neck to look in different colors. I'm going to blend all of this with a nice damp beauty blender. I'm using a beauty blender today, but I keep juggling nowadays between a brush and a beauty blender. This is a microfiber beauty blender from Plume. Make sure that the beauty blender that you're using is actually a damp beauty blender and not a wet or a dry one, because a wet one will pick up all your product and a dry one is not going to do anything with the blending. The next step is to use a concealer, for which I am using the Instant Age Rewind Concealer from Maybelline in the shade Medium. This is the shade Medium 130. So I'm going to apply it on the inner corner and on the outside. Inner corner, outside, and on the highest points of my face, which is the nose, the forehead, the chin, and on the hollows of my cheek, so that contouring अच्छे से हो जाए. Now using the same beauty blender but the other side of it, because एक side पे foundation है, so using the other side of it, I'm going to blend it very lightly in place. The hollows of my cheek, I'm actually going to drag it down a bit so that when I contour here, the contour actually pops. So yeah, I'm going to drag it down oh so slightly for while I'm blending it. Now I'm going to start with the eyes. I'm doing my eyes at the end because I wanted it, to stay a bit and dry a bit. And since this is of a slightly runny and watery consistency, it's not very thick, it is thin in consistency. So if you let it sit for a while on your eye area, it will give you a very nice coverage as well. But if you are using a thick consistency wala concealer, don't do this step with that. Otherwise, you will end up actually, having a lot of creases, and it's not going to blend very easily, and it's going to get very patchy, let me tell you. The next step after a concealer is to actually set the concealer. Now for this, you can either use a compact powder or a setting powder, whatever is your preference, you can go with that. I'm going with a setting powder from Mars. This is the Trend Setting Powder from Mars. It's a translucent powder, and it is something that is really nice in consistency as well. And for this, now I'm going to be using a powder brush. This is a powder sculpt brush from Pack X2 brush collection, and I'm going to take a bit of it on my brush, dust off the excess, look up, and then I'm just going to tap it here. If you are someone from the oily skin family like me, you will have to do this step right after you blend your concealer so that your under eye area does not crease. Or if you have, in general also, if you happen to have creasy under eyes, you will have to, speed up with the process of using a setting powder immediately after you blend your concealer so that your under eyes do not crease, because that's the whole point of actually using a setting powder. The next place that I'm going to use it is going to be all over my face with a very light hand. After that, I'm going to contour my face, for which I am going to be using this Sugar face forward contour stick in the shade 02 Espresso Edge. This is an extremely pigmented stick, so you will have to be very careful. So if you can see, this is the line of the concealer. I'm going to apply it right above it in dotted way, just like this. That is it. That's the only amount that I'm going to be applying. Over here as well, I'm going to be using the bottom of my beauty blender to blend this. If your contour has gotten too dark and you do not know what to do or how to tone it down, you want to tone it down a bit but you do not know what to do, take the same beauty blender with which you blended your foundation, take the foundation side of it and just dab it on it. That way it's going to blend really nicely. You can see for yourself. Now I'm taking this flat concealer kind of brush, just taking a bit on this to contour my nose, oh so slightly. And now I'm going to blend it using this brush itself. And if I feel that it's gotten too much with the contouring, beauty blender to the rescue. Now that the contouring is done, I am going to be leaving the contouring as it is, and I'm going to go to my eyeshadow. I'm going to apply the blush and the highlighter towards the end of the video, like towards the end of the look. I'm going to apply it. I'm going with the eyeshadow, and the eyeshadow palette that I'm using is the Nika K Under the Sea eyeshadow palette. I've taken this out from my vanity after a really long time now. I'm going to be using 3 shades from this. I'm creating a very easy sort of a look, and I'm going to be using this brown shade right here, this peacock green, because it matches with my outfit, and this shimmery golden sort of a shade right here. And the first shade that I'm going to be using is this brown shade on a fluffy brush. I'm going to pick it up, and this is a very pigmented palette, let me tell you. So if you are using this, you will have to be very careful, and apply on the transition area of your eyes. I'm only going to go with a single layer of this because it's supremely pigmented. The brown is supremely pigmented, so I'm not going too much with this. Now, using a crease blender brush from PAC, I'm going to be picking up the peacock green, dusting off the excess, and applying it on the lid while blending it with the transition shade. So I'm going to go back with the same brush with which I picked up the brown shade, and I'm going to blend everything nicely so that there are no harsh lines. Now, with the help of my fingers, I'm going to pick up the shimmer shade, like not the shimmer, but the shimmer glittery shade, and apply it on my lid on the middle of it. Later, we are going to blend it with a brush. Now I'm taking the same brush with which I applied the green shade, and I'm going to blend everything nicely. So my eyelid wala eyeshadow part is done, and I am not doing my eyebrows. I know you guys must be thinking ki eyebrows nahi kari. I'm not doing them because my eyebrows are pretty bushy, and if I do them, the entire eye look is going to look very overpowering, और वो पूरे base makeup को फिर बिल्कुल एकदम overpower कर देगा, and I don't want that to happen because the eyes are already pretty dark. So which is why the next step that I'm going to be doing is applying an eyeliner. But before that, let me give you an eyebrow recommendation for you. This is a beautiful product, very creamy, very nice in consistency, does the job of actually shaping the eyebrows really nicely, which is this Sugar Arc Arrival or Arch Arrival micro brow pencil in the shade Top It Tom 02. It's a really nice brow pencil. If you are somebody who's looking for a nice micro brow pencil in a budget, because Benefit, trust me, it's very expensive, and this one can easily give tucker to Benefit. So if you want anything that is in the competition of Benefit and gives you a similar kind of an effect, a similar kind of performance, go for this one from Sugar Cosmetics. Trust me, you are not going to be disappointed from this at all. This is a beautiful brow pencil. Now we're going to dive into the eyeliner, and I'm using my OG, which is the Maybelline Eye Studio Lasting Drama Gel Eyeliner in the shade Black. I absolutely love this eyeliner. This is a new pot, not so new, but yeah, almost a very new pot that I've recently opened, and मुझे याद भी नहीं है मेरे कौन से number का pot होगा, because I started using this particular eyeliner probably I think in 2015. तब से लेके अभी तक अच्छा खासा मैं यूज कर चुकी हूँ. And now since we're doing eyeliner, I will actually have to bring my mirror close to me because it's eyeliner and we don't want to mess it. So let's go with the wing. Let's do it. After an eyeliner, ideally the next step is to apply kajal, but before that I'm actually going to apply eyeshadow on the lower lash line area and then apply the kajal. So I'm taking this flat shader brush from PAC, picking up the peacock green color on my brush, also slightly dusting off the excess, and then I'm going to apply it on the lower lash line area. Now I'm going to apply kajal, for which I am using the Lakme Absolute Kohl Ultimate Kajal. This is a black kajal, really nice for sensitive eyes. Next, I'm going to be applying mascara, for which I'm using the Mars Fabulash mascara. Beautiful, beautiful mascara. Absolutely love it. Now my eyes part are almost done. Only the inner corner highlight and the brow bone highlight is left. But before the highlighter, we're going to use the blush, for which I am going to be using this Sugar Contour de Force mini blush in this shade 02 Pink Pinnacle. I really like this shade, and this is actually a very pigmented blush as well, so you have to be very careful with the application of it. So I'm taking this pencil brush from PAC, taking a product in the shade dusting off the Champagne Champion and applying it on the inner corner of my eyes. This is going to brighten up my eyes really nicely. Next, using the same pencil brush, I'm going to apply it over here on the brow bone, on the bridge of my nose, and blend it with my fingers on the tip of my nose. For applying it on the cheeks, I'm using this powder sculpt brush because it has a really nice pointy. Now we are on to the last step, which is application of lipstick. And I usually don't follow the rule of having heavy eyes and light lips, like nude lips, if you are doing heavy eyes. But at this moment, मुझे अपनी eyes कुछ ज़्यादा ही heavy लग रही है. So if I go with a bold lipstick like a red or a dark pink or a mauve or a maroon or something, it's going to become too loud, which is why, to tone this down a bit, I'm going to go with a nude lipstick. This is the Matte in Heaven liquid lipstick from Plum in the shade Cinnamon Pop 123. I'm trying this lipstick shade for the first time, so I'm not really sure that how is this going to be. The lipstick has gotten too much of a nude. It's not looking that great. Like camera mein it's looking good, but when I see it in the mirror, it's not looking that great. So I am going to be mixing it up with a different lipstick. This is the MAC matte lipstick in the shade Chili. This is from the Shreya Jain collection, and I'm just going to dab it on my lips. This is how the final look turned out. I forgot to turn on recording to shoot the outro. So do not forget to like and subscribe. Also, purchase links to all products used will be mentioned in the description box below. Until next time, stay home, stay safe, and have a very happy and safe Diwali.